Hi everyone, this is Emma Wellington. I'm 17, and this is my dad, Marcus. Dad. I just moved back home after living abroad for several years. So, it's nice to be back in New York City. I hear that a lot from visiting authors. I guess I don't really experience homesickness, because I've never lived anywhere else. But I think I understand what they mean. I really love the city. I love walking around Central Park or taking the subway to the American Museum of Natural History. I can find my way around easily because I memorize routes with landmarks. But it's not always easy being blind. Sometimes I bump into people or things or I misread signs. But I'm mostly pretty good at getting around. Thank you very much. My dad is one of the founders of a popular app company and we're pretty well off. We live in a big house with a huge garden. Most of the time I just listen to audiobooks while I sit outside on a stone bench in the garden and breathe in the fresh air. It's kind of peaceful here. It's probably easier for me to get around outside than inside, because I can use my cane or my long white guide dog to navigate. But my house has these long, narrow hallways, so I memorize which steps to walk down or upstairs. I know where the doors are and where not to walk, because there are these huge columns inside the house. I don't think a cane or a guide dog would work very well indoors. But I have perfect pitch, so I can hear when my dad enters the hallway, or I can sense when my mom is coming through the door. I can hear the difference between the way they move and the sound of their voices. So sometimes when I'm outside and I want to go back inside, I can call my dad on my cell phone and he'll come to the door and walk me inside. I haven't always been blind. I used to be able to see until I was 2 years old. Then I got sick with a high fever. Maybe the flu or COVID, I don't know. Doctors weren't really sure what caused my blindness, but they said it was a type of acquired brain injury. They said my optic nerve fibers stopped sending messages to my brain, so I lost my sight. I don't remember any of that. But when I was in the hospital, my parents visited me every day and they described what was happening, so I understood what was happening to me. My dad, Marcus, calls me his little warrior because I adjusted to my blindness pretty fast. I know I was sad that I lost my sight. I threw tantrums and cried, and then I learned to adapt. My parents say I'm a miracle because I didn't have major vision problems. After I left the hospital, I started preschool and eventually kindergarten. I was reading Braille and grade 1 textbooks by 2nd grade. By 3rd grade, I was reading adult novels. I've always had a photographic memory, so memorizing facts and names wasn't hard. I also have a very good sense of hearing and a strong imagination, so I think that helped me adapt to being blind. I love writing and I've published some of my stories online. People sometimes assume I can't take care of myself. When I'm out by myself, I'll hear people say things like, "Isn't she lucky to have such devoted parents that she doesn't have to do anything for herself?" But I actually do most things on my own. I cook meals. I do my own laundry. I write and edit my stories on my computer. But when I'm home, I usually have help. Over the years, we've had a lot of caregivers come and go. Most recently, a woman named Anna. She worked with me for 4 years. She went to college. Now, I hear that a lot from visiting authors. I guess I don't really experience homesickness, because I've never lived anywhere else. But I think I understand what they mean. I really love the city. I love walking around Central Park or taking the subway to the American Museum of Natural History. I can find my way around easily because I memorize routes with landmarks. But it's not always easy being blind. Sometimes I bump into people or things or I misread signs. But I'm mostly pretty good at getting around. Thank you very much. My parents were relieved to have someone with so much experience working with me. But Anna had an attitude problem. She treated me like I was a charity case. I was only allowed to make simple requests, and she reminded me that I was a burden to society. She wouldn't even help me read my books or explain what food I was eating. She always said that I should just figure it out. I don't know why she applied for a job helping someone like me. She hated my guts. I hate hers. I know that. It's been tough finding someone who's patient and willing to work with me. Not many people want to work in a house like this, and fewer still want to work with someone like me. I've had a few okay experiences, but not great. Until now. This is my new aide. Her name is Sarah. Sarah arrived the day before yesterday. She was raised in Ohio and she worked as a waitress until she found this job. She seems to have a good heart. She treats me like a person and she tries to include me in conversations. Like her. She takes care of me and she helps me with housework. She reads books to me and we talk about literature. She's smart and funny and pretty and humble. I think we're going to get along great. I can tell that my parents like her, too. They often praise her in front of me, and they seem happier than they've been in a long time. They also seem more cheerful, and I think it's because of Sarah. I wish I could express to my dad how much this job means to me. He gives so much money to charity and foundations to try to cure blindness, but none of it works. He's losing faith. He says he'd trade all his money for just one sunrise for me. He often tells me he's giving up on me. Sometimes I think he wants me to see him suffer. But he's never actually given up on me. He just says things like that. He's trying to teach me something. I think he wants me to be strong, to keep pushing forward and be happy. I think he wants me to be independent. I think it's important for him to see that I'm doing well. My dad comes to visit me in the mornings before he goes to work. He often sits on the edge of my bed and talks to me about everything that is happening in his life. I love listening to his stories. Today, he told me that I might soon have a new playroom. Yes, thinking about turning the extra bedroom next to mine into a fun place with a big TV screen, cool games and comfy chairs. He wants me to feel better. He worries that my friends think I'm boring. He thinks having a fun place to hang out in will encourage my friends to come over and visit more. But I told him I don't want a playroom. I want a sensory room. I want soft rugs and comfortable chairs and pillows in muted colors. I want a fireplace with a giant screen TV that I can watch movies on. I want plants with fragrant flowers. And I want a table with cool games like Battleship or Monopoly. I also want a phone so I can call my friends and invite them over. Well, the interview process is complete. Sarah is going to start working with me full-time tomorrow. I think she'll do great. She's patient and kind and compassionate and humble. Like her.